Salford at the top of the First Division, and Oldham trying to steer clear of that dangerous relegation zone in which they're at the moment. So 2 points valuable for both sides for different reasons. A lot of team changes and positional changes this afternoon due to injuries and international calls. So I'll go through first the Oldham team for you. The ex-St Helens player Kevin Meadows, and 15 is Marsden. Well, the Widnes team take the field, led out by their mascot for this afternoon, who is 7-year-old Peter Clark of Cameron Road, Widnes. Peter's already seen enough of Jonathan Davis to name him as his favourite player. He's just had his photograph taken with Jonathan, and Peter attends St Bede's School and plays standoff for the Widnes Tigers under-9s team. He's also a member of the Chemics in Action, so we hope Peter and his family have a very nice day with us today. Right, so as I said, some changes in the Widnes side due to international calls and injuries, so I'll go through a reshuffled Widnes team for you. Our full-back is number 1, Barry Dow. The referee for today's game is Mr B Simpson of Oldham, and the touch judges are Mr DC Lowe with the pink flag and Mr J Fishwick with the orange flag. So both captains have tossed up with the referee, and it'll be Widnes playing from left to right in the first half in the familiar white jerseys with black trim, and Oldham in the red hoops and blue shorts will be playing from right to left. Jonathan Davis then will start the game for Widnes, and as I say, a very important league fixture indeed for both these sides. Davis then starts the game with a kick down towards the Oldham try line. Well, John Henderson, the ex-Lee centre, takes play midway between the 25 and his own line. Keith Newton, the ex-Widnes, loose forward. A kick downfield by Oldham, taking play well inside the Widnes 25. Barry Dowd moving to full back this afternoon, returning the ball very well, making good ground in centre field. Mike O'Neill. Good pass, Derek Pike. He has Grimmer with him. Pike making good ground into the Oldham half. A long pass. Good play by Widnes. Excellent break by Derek Pike. So Widnes with a chance early on the Oldham 25. Colosso straightening play up, and is tackled by Ashton right on the Oldham 25. Widnes throw the ball back to Davis. Attempted drop goal. That falls short and wide and picked up by Duncan Platt. John McAllister for Oldham. Actually, Derek Pike and Joe Grimmer have changed jerseys at the last minute again, and Joe Grimmer will play at 8 and Derek Pike is at 10. Meanwhile, Oldham, Gary Hyde looking for McAllister over halfway. Good play by Oldham, inside to Ashton. Oldham then in front of the Widnes post, but a knock on by O'Sullivan results in a turnover, and now Widnes through Richard Ayres on his own 25. Mackenzie at halfback to Coloto. Strong tackling by two Oldham players, meeting Coloto very swiftly. Now Grimmer. Jonathan Davis with a long kick downfield. It goes into the Oldham half of the field, and a good kick takes play just inside the Oldham half of the field. Excellent kick by Davis, finding good ground for Widnes. So it'll be Mike Ford, the Oldham scrum half, a 1988 tourist with Great Britain to Australia, putting the ball in for Oldham. To his winger O'Sullivan, Richard Ayres quickly out to meet O'Sullivan. So Oldham take play right on halfway. Ruane. Excellent short ball there to Paul Round. Looks inside for support. Duncan Platt supporting very well, making a great run for the Widnes line. But an excellent cover tackle, 1 yard from the Widnes line. But Oldham still with men available, and an early try for Oldham. Well, an early setback indeed for Widnes. Some quick interpassing by as he played the ball quickly. Oldham had men out on the outside, threw the ball along the line, and the overlap resulted in an early try for Oldham. So with barely 2 or 3 minutes gone of this game, the scoreline is Widnes 0, Oldham 4. And it will be Duncan Platt then, just outside the Widnes 25, right out on this near touchline with a very difficult conversion attempt. But a superb kick from Duncan Platt. Platt, a proud owner of a championship medal with Widnes last year. Superb kick. Puts Oldham into a 6-0 lead with 2 or 3 minutes gone of the first half. So Jonathan Davis restarts the match. Henderson again fields the ball for Oldham, where he's met by Paul Hume and Richard Ayres. Well, despite Oldham's lowly league position, they've had some excellent results this season. None more than that fine win at Headingley a couple of weeks ago when they beat Leeds by 12 points to 0. So Oldham not to be taken lightly this afternoon, as results like that have shown. They're quite capable of beating good sides on their own ground. So that penalty kick from Duncan Platt takes play midway between the halfway and the Widnes 25. And it will be O'Sullivan, the Oldham standoff, with the tap penalty to Ford. Ruane. Keith Newton. Some good interplay by Oldham. Moving play towards the Widnes 25. Oldham again moving the ball to the right. Cronston. Takes play just inside the Widnes 25. Oldham moving the ball back across the field to the left. Gary Hyde. But a good tackle from David Hume. That position of centre for David Hume, not an unfamiliar position altogether, as in his early days he played quite a bit there for Widnes. In the meantime, O'Sullivan drops a neat drop goal indeed for Salford. I beg your pardon, for Oldham. And with about 5 minutes of the first half gone, pushes Oldham out to a 7-0 lead. So a good start for Oldham then. 7 points quickly on the board in as many minutes. Casey, the number 10, taking play forward for Oldham. Oldham with a chance to move the ball left across the field. They've got an overlap here. Hyde. Out to McAllister. Going over halfway, stepping inside, looking for support. Finds it. Good play by Oldham. Well, again, Widnes under immense pressure there. Some fine support play by Oldham. Length of the field play, taking it deep inside the Widnes 25, and the final pass just going to ground, enable Widnes to pick the loose ball up and take the pressure off themselves. Meantime then, Widnes will have to now try and settle the play down. But as that ball comes out of the tackle, the referee pulls out Casey, the Oldham number 10, saying that he used the knees in that tackle in Furley, and the referee's awarded Widnes a penalty kick in front of their own post, maybe 15 yards from their own line. So Jonathan Davis with his penalty attempt, safely into touch. And so Widnes will play the ball just outside their own 25. Paul Hume to Derek Pike. Met by Keith Newton and Paul Round with a good solid tackling. Mike O'Neill. But a good half tackle from Mike Ford, who appears to have injured himself in stopping Mike O'Neill breaking through. Now Richard Ayres doing very well. So midway between the halfway and the Widnes 25, Joe Grimmer. Widnes trying to move the ball, but a switch play by Mackenzie. Steps out of one tackle, looks for support, offloads the ball to Darren Wright, who gets the ball away to Dave Myers. Dave Myers doing very well, and indeed taking play up to the Oldham 25. Good running by the Widnes support players. Now a chance to move the ball across field, but Barry Dowd puts in a long kick towards the Oldham post. And that ball just too long. And that will result in a tap to Oldham on their own 25. Sherratt being held up by Coloto. A very strong tackle indeed by Coloto. Oldham coming on the blind side through Casey. The ball going to ground. And the referee deciding that it touched the Widnes player, and so has scrubbed the tackles, and Oldham have 6 tackles again. Casey, the number 10 for Oldham. Just outside the Oldham 25 in midfield, Ruane. Sullivan. Platt joins the line, steps out of a couple of tackles, but the ever dependable Mike O'Neill brings him to ground. Ford with a kick downfield. Very long kick indeed. The ball bounces kindly just inside the Widnes 25 for Barry Dowd. He runs back very strongly, but is tackled by Henderson. Dave Myers coming inside from the wing. Derek Pike offloading the ball very well. Darren Wright just couldn't get the ball out to the supporting Richard Earls, but a chance for Widnes now to move the ball to the right. Derek Pike, first receiver again. A short pass to David Hume. A superb run by Hume, beating 3 and 4 men, then finds his brother Paul in support. The referee right on the spot brings out the Oldham centre Hyde for what he believes was an illegally high tackle on the supporting Paul Hume. And so that will be a free kick to Widnes midway between halfway and their own 25. Jonathan Davis then with a chance to gain more ground for Widnes with a kick for touch. Very good strong kick indeed again, safely into touch, and so a chance for Widnes then to put some pressure inside the Oldham 25. Joe Grimmer at first receiver, taking play towards the Oldham posts. A position here for Widnes to get back into the game. Derek Pike. So Widnes 10 yards from the Oldham line in centre field. Mackenzie switches play. Mike O'Neill. The ball goes to ground. And Casey drops on it for Oldham. And the pressure relief for Oldham. Duncan Platt takes play up towards the 25. Ruane at half-back. Now Casey. The Oldham forwards early on in this game running very well in support of the man with the ball. Now Sullivan, a good long kick downfield, right inside the Widnes 25. Barry Dowd gets across. He has Myers on the outside of him, decides to go alone and makes play over his own 25. Darren Wright at half-back, now Coloto. But again, early in this game, Oldham tackling very well indeed. Paul Hume to Richard Earls. Derek Pike. Now Richard Earls. So on the sixth tackle, just outside the halfway line, Mackenzie kicks the ball downfield, but it's taken by Steve Robinson, who comes infield, beats 2 players, beats 3 and looks for support to his opposite winger. But that pass to McAllister was just a couple of feet behind the player, but a good run by Robinson. So with about 15 minutes of the first half gone, a scrum down 10 yards inside the Oldham half of the field on this right-hand touchline. Widnes certainly know then that they're going to be in for a game this afternoon, as after 15 minutes the scoreline is Widnes 0, Oldham 7. Rick Thackeray. Barry Dowd in the line. So a chance then for Widnes to move the ball across field. Mackenzie to David Hume. Widnes move the ball to the left. Mackenzie. And just gets play up right on the halfway line. The referee deciding that Andy Ruane was unfairly holding Mackenzie down on the ground, not allowing him to play the ball, and that results in a free kick to Widnes. Davis safely in touch again, just outside the Oldham 25. So perhaps a chance here then for Widnes to get themselves back in the game with a score. Trying to work this move with the forwards. Richard Earls looking for support. Now Davis throws it out to Paul Hume. But a half tackle by Gary Hyde stops that Widnes move. Now Mike O'Neill driving in centre field, taking play inside the Oldham 25. A good strong run from Mike O'Neill. Mike O'Neill having a good spell at the moment. Joe Grimmer. Widnes with some good ball play, and Dave Myers goes over in the corner after some excellent swift passing by Widnes. A move that started by that initial drive from for a fine try for Widnes. So with 16 to 17 minutes gone of the first half, to the relief of the large supports here again for Widnes, Widnes get back into this game at 4 points to 7. Jonathan Davis then, with his conversion attempt way out on the left-hand touchline on the Oldham 25, a very difficult kick indeed against a very, very strong breeze. Widnes playing against this breeze in the first half. Davis then. The kick was well long enough and high enough, but just drifting wide of the upright. As the game, even its early stages, was going against them, Oldham were playing very well. That's perhaps just what Widnes needed, that try, to settle them down. And organise themselves in this quest for these very valuable 2 points. So Duncan Platt restarts the game, and Emerson Coloto, with a charge back at the Oldham defence, makes it up to his own 25. Derek Pike. In the absence of Kurt Sorensen, Derek Pike takes on the role of the first receiver and ball player in this Widnes pack, and he had a very good game indeed in the cup tie at Salford last week. But that ball goes loose, and a chance for Oldham then to come quickly back onto the attack, taking play a yard or two inside the 25. O'Sullivan to Ruane, offloads the ball to Cronston. So Oldham still on the attack, moving the ball to the right. Mike Ford to Casey. Good tackling from the Widnes forwards. It's still Ford to O'Sullivan. Misses a player out, finds Hyde to Robinson, the wingman. But a combination of Dave Myers and Darren Wright bring down Robinson 10 yards from the Widnes line. The linesman flag was up into touch, and so it will be a scrum down with a put in by Paul Hume, the Widnes scrum half for today. The referee decides it's a free kick to Widnes, a loose arm in the scrum by an Oldham player, and so the pressure relieved for a moment for Widnes. David Hume coming across to have a word with Jonathan Davis just before he safely puts that ball into touch just outside the Widnes 25. Richard Ears. Mackenzie from halfback. So the ball back to Jonathan Davis, who kicks the ball downfield, but against a very strong wind, the bounce brings the ball back infield, and Duncan Platt retrieves the ball midway between his own line and the Oldham 25. Short ball to Sherratt, but he's well policed by Joe Grimmer and Coloto. Ruane then with an excellent kick downfield, and a tremendous kick in this following wind by Andy Ruane, the ex-Widnes hooker. A superb kick downfield takes play deep inside the Widnes 25. So it'll be a scrum down 10 yards in from the touchline, and Paul Hume, the Widnes scrum half, will feed the scrummage. The ball comes out to Widnes, and Rick Thackeray is at half-back. Thackeray going himself. Richard Ayres. Good tackling by 3 Oldham forwards. Brings him to ground on his own 25. Now Coloto. Coloto doing very well, driving upfield, looking for support. Good run by Coloto. To Widnes, moving the ball to the left. Mackenzie looks inside for support, but a good tackle by O'Sullivan and by Casey. Barry Dowd gets into the line and puts in a very good kick indeed against this strong wind. And so from that scrum down deep inside the Widnes 25, Widnes using their tackles very well and have taken play just outside the Oldham 25 on the opposite side of the field. Mike Ford to feed the scrummage for Oldham. That comes out for Oldham. Now O'Sullivan. Barry Dowd does very well to come up to cover that gap. Did very well. Now Paul Round. Good strong run from the ex-St Helens man. But again, Mike O'Neill stopping that initial run by Round. Cronson offloads the ball. That apparently looked like a knock on by Mike Ford, but the referee allowing play on, and so Oldham outside the Widnes 25, moving the ball to the left. O'Sullivan switches play back to Ford. Coloto doing very well. Now Keith Newton. Strong run by Newton, takes play up towards the Widnes 25. So again, some pressure by Oldham on the Widnes line. Mike Ford. But Oldham standing still at the moment, 1 or 2 of the forwards already with 23 or 24 minutes gone. Seemingly very static. O'Sullivan with another drop goal attempt. So with 22, Chris O'Sullivan, the Oldham standoff, kicks his second drop goal of the match to push Oldham out to an 8-4 lead. Jonathan Davis again then, with a high kick towards the corner flag, an awkward bounce, taken by Newton, who takes play just over the Oldham 25. Now Round, strong run by Round. Oldham then with a chance to move the ball left. O'Sullivan finds Hyde. But a good strong tackle from David Hume on Hyde on the halfway line. O'Sullivan again, a very lively standoff indeed. Been very prominent in this first quarter of this game. Now Ford throws the ball to McAllister. But the referee, who was right in line with that, deciding that ball went a foot or 2 forward. So it'll be a scrum down right on the halfway line. 10 yards in from touchline. Paul Hume to feed the scrummage. The ball comes out to Widnes. The referee deciding that Paul Hume used his foot to kick that ball back towards his own men, and is indeed results in a free kick to Oldham. Duncan Platt safely into touch just outside the Widnes 25. So Widnes again then under some pressure from Oldham. And it will be O'Sullivan with the tap to Mike Ford, his half-back partner. Back to O'Sullivan, back to Ford again. Now Round. Owain driving towards the Widnes line. So 10 yards from the Widnes line. From dummy half, McAllister goes himself, makes another 2 or 3 yards. So Oldham are only 5 yards from the Widnes line again. And with a chance to move the ball across field, Wayne fails to do so. Now Oldham throw the ball out. A kick for the wingmen by O'Sullivan, an awkward bounce. Dave Myers does very well under pressure to get back and take that ball 3 or 4 yards from his own try line. Excellent play by Myers. Well, this was never going to be an easy match for Widnes, with the injuries they have to 1 or 2 players and also the international calls with the Great Britain side today. And as I say, with the first half or the first quarter of the game gone, those fears have already been realised, with the scoreline of Widnes 4, Oldham 8. And just at the moment, Widnes finding it very difficult to get away from their own line. But now Mackenzie. Coloto trying to burst through Oldham tacklers. Now a chance, Richard Ears. Quick passing to Rick Thackeray. Thackeray then goes on the outside of Case. He does very well, takes play into the Oldham half. Now he finds David Hume inside. Hume running towards the Oldham line for a superb try from Widnes. Well, just as I was saying that Widnes were finding it difficult to get away from the line, they David Hume to race from 35-40 yards for an excellent try. Just what Widnes needed in reply to the 5 or 10 minutes of Oldham pressure that was looking quite dangerous at that point. So from the other side of the field, from his first attempt, Jonathan Davis, this kick of about 20 yards, 10 yards to the right of the post, again into a very difficult crosswind with his conversion attempt. Jonathan Davis just pulls that ball to the left of the far. The game is all tied up at 8 points all. Duncan Platt then restarts the game, and Jonathan Davis on his own line finds Dave Myers. Mike O'Neill. Mackenzie. The referee says play on. Barry Dowd coming up to tidy that loose ball, but the linesman in with his flag waving, drawing the referee's attention to something. And in fact it's Ian Sherratt, the Oldham prop forward, who's pulled up by the referee for some infringement. And Jonathan Davis kicks the penalty that takes Widnes just inside the Oldham half of the field, where it would be Phil Mackenzie with the tap to get Widnes started again. Now Paul Hume, Joe Grimmer. Perhaps now Widnes could settle down into some sort of rhythm. Been knocked out of the stride early on by some good running by Oldham. Now Coloto. A good charge again from Coloto. So Widnes just outside the Oldham 25 in centre field. Paul Hume. Pike with the short ball to Mike O'Neill, who races through a gap, looks inside, but unluckily finds an Oldham player. But in the meantime, the linesman on this side now comes into the field to have a word with the referee. And the referee is calling out Chris O'Sullivan, the Oldham number 6. I think perhaps for a late tackle on Jonathan Davis off the ball. The referee having a very strong word indeed with O'Sullivan. A high tackle on a Widnes player, and that will result in a penalty kick to Widnes about 30 yards from the Oldham line in centre field. Bit of a discussion with Jonathan Davis and David Hume, the Widnes captain, which results in a kick for touch for Widnes. Davis safely into touch. So with 10 minutes left of this first half then, Widnes 10 yards from the Oldham line. Joe Grimmer races towards the Oldham post to set up a good position here for Widnes. Mackenzie with a chance to move the ball across field. Hume. Derek Pike, a short ball to Mike O'Neill. Mike O'Neill scores a fine Widnes try. Well, Mike O'Neill having a real purple patch at the moment with Widnes. He got the Man of the Match award. So as I say, we're just over half an hour of this first half gone. That Mike O'Neill try pushes Widnes out to a 12 points to 8 lead over Oldham. And so Jonathan Davis, who's been unsuccessful with his first 2 conversion attempts for Widnes, promptly converts that one to the delight of the Widnes following. And Widnes push themselves out to a nice 14 points to 8 lead. Duncan Platt then kicks the ball deep towards the Widnes line, where Richard Ayres runs back very strongly at the Oldham defence and gets just outside his own 25. Derek Pike. Caloto. The Widnes forwards now settling down into some sort of rhythm, and in fact it's them now that are driving at the Oldham defence, and in fact frustrating perhaps 1 or 2 of the Oldham forwards now, and they're having to use illegal methods to try and bring the Widnes forwards to ground. The first 20 minutes, as I say, with a very unfamiliar lineup, Widnes perhaps a little unsettled, but now falling into a nice rhythm. Derek Pike then takes play inside the Oldham half of the field. Now Joe Grimmer. Switch play to Dowd, who joins the line. Paul Hume. Mackenzie with a kick on the blind side, which is fielded very well by Duncan Platt, but Mackenzie quickly up on him and indeed chase him across field, but Duncan Platt doing very well indeed under pressure to take play up towards his own 25. Now Mike Ford from half back. 1 or 2 already of the Oldham forwards looking slightly heavy-legged, not running quite as strongly in support as they were doing in the first 20 minutes of this game. But in the meantime, a free kick to Oldham. Duncan Platt with a strong kick, and that ball just over the halfway line. McAllister gives the ball to Andy Ruane, and now Sherratt. But an excellent tackle from Derek Pike. Derek Pike and Sherratt having a bit of a set to just from that play the ball. The referee didn't quite see it, but the linesman did, and he will obviously pass that information over to the referee. It remains to be seen what the linesman view of that incident was. Mine was that Derek Pike tried to take the ball from the play the ball. In my opinion, Sherratt didn't like it and he retaliated first. But the referee having strong words with both prop forwards. And the result from that is, in the referee and linesman's opinion, that both were equally to blame. Fair dues, and that will be a scrum down midway between halfway line and the Widnes 25. It will be Mike Ford to put the ball in for Oldham. And it comes out to Oldham. Now O'Sullivan. Duncan Platt comes into the line. With a strong run, but is brought down by 3 Widnes players. So Oldham moving the ball to the right. O'Sullivan again at first receiver. Now round. Good tackle by Mike O'Neill again. Well, the referee deciding that that wasn't a knock-on by McAllister, but quite a few people in the Widnes crowd believed it was just that. Never mind. Oldham then. But now, a loose pass to Darren Wright. He's got 70 yards to go to the Oldham line. But Robinson doing a very, very good cover tackle on him. But again, though, Widnes with a chance to move the ball to the right now. Derek Pike, a long pass to Rick Thackeray, who steps outside high, well, attempts to, but Thackeray gets the ball away to David Hume, who takes play just over the halfway line. So a little bit of excitement on both sides of the field there. Short ball to Joe Grimmer, and the referee decides that it was a knock-on by Joe Grimmer. I think Mackenzie saw him just a little bit too late. So it'll be a scrum down in centre field, 5 or 6 yards inside the Oldham half of the field. And Widnes win that ball and move the ball to the left. Jonathan Davis now steps inside one tackle, looks for support from Darren Wright, finds it now. Richard Ayres, it back inside to Coloto. Good support play by Widnes. This is good stuff from Widnes now, with about 5 minutes left of the first half. Moving the ball across field, Mike O'Neill. Barry Dowd looks for support. But Gary Hyde, who really wasn't really in that play at all, he was lagging behind, and the ball hit him on the back and he found himself with the ball. Unlucky by Widnes. Some good interplay between Ford and Casey, trying to set Oldham away. Results in Keith Newton being tackled right on the halfway line. So Ford to O'Sullivan. Now round. Strong run around. Ruane with another good kick downfield. Excellent kick again by Andy Ruane. Takes play to 10 yards outside the Widnes try line. But that will be the final action of the first half. First half indeed. Widnes going behind early on to some early pressure from Oldham, but settling down in the second half of that first half to find some rhythm to lead. Well, welcome back to the second half of this league fixture between Widnes and Oldham. Oldham already out on the field, and now followed by Widnes. So as I said in the first half, this very unfamiliar Widnes lineup doing very well in the second period of that first half. It was 7-0 down early on to Oldham, but have now pushed themselves into a very nice 14 points to 8 lead. But obviously a long way to go before the 2 points that's so desperately needed to catch Castleford are securely in the bag. So in the second half, Oldham will be playing from left to right, and Duncan Platt restarts the game. The ball taken on the full by Coloto. Since Emerson Coloto joined the club in October, due to injuries and what have you, he really has been thrown in at the deep end in his rugby league career, and I think everybody at the club really believes that he's done very well. He's had no time, if you like, to sort of learn the game in the A-team, and has done very well to come straight in the first team and play in some big games as he's done. Meanwhile, Jonathan Davis with a very long kick downfield, which was fielded very well by Duncan Platt, who brings play up towards the halfway line. So Oldham with a chance to move the ball across field, but Robinson is tackled by Mackenzie and Joe Grimmer. Now Casey takes play right up to halfway and gets the ball away very well indeed. Now McAllister. Rick Thackeray brings him to ground midway between the Widnes 25 and halfway. There are no changes to either side at half-time, and so the 4 substitutes will still be on the bench waiting for the call in the second half. Excellent little run by the O'Sullivan, the standoff for Oldham. As I said in the first half, a very busy little player indeed, and trying to prize a gap in the Widnes defence. But on the 6th tackle, the turnover on Widnes now with a chance to move the ball away from their own line. Mackenzie to Paul Hume to Derek Pike. Paul Hume again to Mike O'Neill. Try scorer in the first half, Mike O'Neill. Grimmer. Darren Wright trying to step inside of Henderson. So Widnes now will have to move this ball. Derek Pike, a short ball to Mike O'Neill. Superb play by Widnes. Now a 3-2 situation. Richard Earls just failing to get that ball outside to David Hume, and the ball going loose to Oldham just over the halfway line. Well, a lot of misunderstanding there between the Oldham players. It seemed as if nobody wanted that ball from Ruane, and in the end Cronston, the second row man, knocked the ball on in centre field. So it's a scrum down to a 3 yards inside the Oldham half of the field. Mr. Simpson not satisfied with that, saying that he felt that Paul Hume fed the scrummage, and that will be a free kick to Oldham. You feel that the next score in this game is very crucial. If Widnes do happen to get the next score, you feel they could go on to win this game quite comfortably, and it would be problems perhaps if Oldham got back into this game early in the second half. That move from Oldham breaking down just outside the Widnes 25, and the ball retrieved by Mike O'Neill. So Derek Pike again at first receiver, trying to burst a couple of tackles. The ball thrown quickly back to Jonathan Davis, who kicks the ball long downfield, but it's taken very well in a very strong swirling wind by Duncan Platt. As I say, Duncan Platt played here at Widnes last year in the championship winning side, and perhaps unluckily lost his place with the emergence of Alan Tate, the Scottish signing for Widnes, who today is on duty for Great Britain. But in the meantime, Widnes drop on that loose ball. Mackenzie. Dave Myers coming inside. A strong runner, Dave Myers. Had some good games recently in the Alliance team for Widnes, especially in the game against Warrington last week. Derek Pike switching play back. But a good tackle from Casey. Well, in fact, the linesman gave that knock on. The referee didn't see it, but the Oldham players attracted the referee's attention, and the linesman said that was a knock on by Derek Pike. But all's well, because Mr. Simpson decides that Mike Ford fed the scrummage, and Jonathan Davis with a strong kick downfield. A very strong kick indeed takes play 10 yards outside the Oldham try line, where Phil McKenzie will tap this ball for Widnes, and a very good chance for Widnes then. With about 6 or 7 minutes of this second half gone. Joe Grimmer with an excellent short ball to Mike O'Neill. Coloto at half-back, driving towards the Oldham posts, and so a chance, a good position for Widnes to try and get on the score sheet in this early part of the second half. Paul Hume switches play back inside. Derek Pike offloads. Now Richard Ayres, the ball again going to ground, and the covering Ruane tidies up for Oldham underneath his own posts. Now round. So now it's Oldham's turn. This difficult job of getting away from their own line against a very strong wind. And as Oldham attempted to move that ball to the right, Mr. Simpson deciding that one or two Widnes players were in offside position, and has awarded Oldham a free kick in centre field. And it will be Duncan Platt who places the ball for this kick for touch, and safely in touch midway between the halfway line and the Widnes 25. So Andy Ruane to Sherratt, but he's met by Coloto and Derek Pike. Now Casey. Two good drives by the Oldham prop forwards takes play up towards the Widnes 25. Cronston. So with the 3 tackles from that move, Oldham in a nice attacking position. Now Newton charging towards the Widnes line, but a good tackle by Paul. Four Oldham players awake to that move from McKenzie. Widnes throw the ball back to Davis, who under pressure skips around one Oldham player and kicks it well downfield, but it's taken very well on the full by Duncan Platt, who gets back over halfway with a very strong run indeed. So from dummy half, McAllister, the left wing for Oldham, takes play just outside the Widnes 25. Oldham with a chance to move the ball across field. Now Sullivan to Henderson, to Robinson, who steps inside one or two tackles, still going. And the Widnes cover had to be awake there as Robinson takes play deep inside the Widnes 25. Now Ford tries to go himself. Phil McKenzie with a good tackle, 10 yards from the Widnes line. A little kick by O'Sullivan. Richard Ayres doing very well to spot that and picks up the loose ball. So again, Widnes must move away from their own line here through Mike O'Neill. McKenzie. The tackling at the moment very good from Oldham. Barry Dowd in the line with a kick over the field. Now Dave Myers doing very well to take that ball for Widnes, gets up off the floor and indeed keeps the move going. Barry Dowd going towards the Oldham 25, looking for support. I think had he come left he would have found players available for Widnes, but he didn't see them. But Widnes still attacking. Rick Thackeray, and in the end what looked a promising move by Widnes looked a little bit untidy at the end. A good move from their own line found Dave Myers picking up that kick through from Barry Dowd, and had Dowd looked to his left perhaps he may have found one or two players available, but it wasn't his fault. He chose to the right and the chance went begging. But now Jonathan Davis kicks over the Oldham defence and the referee has given a penalty. Jonathan Davis there attempting to kick over the Oldham defence. It was a nice little kick, and I think the Oldham player felt that Davis had every chance of scoring a try and decided perhaps that 2 points would be better than 8, or rather 6. And so Widnes are left with a penalty right in front of the Oldham posts. And it will be Jonathan Davis himself then, with a chance to kick his second goal of the match. Which he does so with about 12 minutes of the second half gone. Duncan Platt then restarts the game for Oldham. Mike O'Neill. Joe Grimmer. Very strong run indeed from Joe Grimmer. Now Paul Hume looking inside, but a good tackle by Paul Round and by O'Sullivan. Derek Pike. So 2 or 3 yards inside the Widnes half of the field. Derek Pike plays the ball to himself. Now Jonathan Davis with a long kick down towards inside the Oldham 25, where McAllister picks that ball up and comes inside, does very well. Throws the ball back to Duncan Platt, where he's tackled by Rick Thackeray. Now Ruane. Oldham still keeping the ball going very nicely indeed. Just inside the Widnes half. Now McAllister again, tight on that touchline, trying to kick the ball forward. The linesman saying that that ball went out on the full. And the scrum down will be just where McAllister kicked it from, midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Paul Hume to feed the scrum for Widnes. Referee telling both sets of forwards to get down again. Mr. Simpson says that Paul Hume fed the scrummage, and so it will be a free kick to Oldham. Very strong kick against the wind by Duncan Platt takes Oldham midway between the 25 and the Widnes try line. And McAllister charges towards that corner flag, but he's held up by Rick Thackeray. So a chance then for Oldham to get back in this game. A good attacking position, moving the ball with quick hands across field, and are now in centre field, 10 yards from the Widnes line. Mike Ford, O'Sullivan, now Hyde, goes towards the Widnes line, and indeed crosses behind the goalposts to put Oldham right back in this game. To bring Oldham very much back into this game. Duncan Platt then in front of the post. Julie converts. Very much anybody's game. Jonathan Davis then to restart the game for Widnes. The long kick, which is taken very well by O'Sullivan. I think perhaps O'Sullivan been the pick of the Oldham players so far in this game. Very busy little player indeed. Well, Oldham now, it's surprising what a try will do to a side. But now a chance for Widnes to counter-attack. Caloto offloads the ball to Dave Myers, but the Oldham cover across, and so Myers chooses to go back inside very wisely. A yard inside his own half of the field. A chance for Widnes to move the ball to the right, which Mackenzie does. And David Hume steps through one or two tackles and does very well. So just at the moment, the game going from end to end. Widnes then with moving the ball to the left. A short ball to Joe Grimmer, who races through the gap, looks for support. An excellent run by Joe Grimmer. Wow, and just trying to pass to the supporting Dave Myers. Well, unlucky really for Widnes. An excellent move in midfield, and the strong running Joe Grimmer making a strong surge towards the Oldham line. Tried to throw that ball out to Dave Myers, his wingman, and the ball just in front of him. But the resultant scrummage gives Widnes a free kick for feeding by Mike Ford, and so the pressure straight away back on Oldham. Derek Pike with a short ball to Richard Earls, who races towards the Oldham line, but an excellent tackle by Duncan Platt holds up Widnes a yard from their own line. Mike O'Neill has to check the play. That pass was slightly behind him, but 5 or 6 yards from the Oldham line, just in front of the post. Widnes in a good position. Mackenzie himself. Paul Hume at half-back, Joe Grimmer. Grimmer offloads to Caloto. Caloto going himself for the post. But just at the moment, the whole Oldham defence holding rock steady. Now Mackenzie scores a very vital try indeed for Widnes. After some very hard work indeed by the Oldham defence to keep Widnes at bay, just for a second. Half and raced over a yard or two from the Oldham post. anybody who's been a regular visitor to Norton Park this season have certainly had their share of tries in games. 6 again this afternoon, up to now 4 contributed by Widnes and 2 by Oldham. And Jonathan Davis kicks his 3rd goal of the afternoon. Widnes move out to a 22 points to 14 lead. Be Rick Thackeray to pick the ball up just outside his own try line, runs strongly back in centre field and makes it up towards his own 25. Mackenzie again with a very strong burst, now looking for support. It goes on the outside of Duncan Platt. A superb charge from Mackenzie, who throws the ball to Dave Myers, and a quite outstanding try for Widnes. Straight from the kick-off, a salute from Phil Mackenzie. There is no faster. He made Duncan Platt turn just outside his own 25, and then when the cover just got to Mackenzie, a superb long pass from the supporting Dave Myers, who goes over for his 2nd try of the afternoon. So 2 quick scores by Widnes there. Probably, I should think, killing off the threat of Oldham this afternoon. It will be Jonathan Davis with another very difficult conversion attempt out on this near touchline. I would think the distance, obviously no problem to Davis with this kick, but with this swirling wind around Norton Park, judgment always the more difficult. Well, that one right through the centre of the goalpost. And 12 points in 2 minutes by Widnes. Take them out to a very comfortable looking 28 points to 14 lead. A substitution for Widnes meanwhile. Richard Ayres leaves the field and is replaced by number 14, Andy Sullivan. Derek Pike Barry Dowd, kick downfield. Duncan Platt takes the ball very well. But Andy Sullivan quickly into the action. And now Sherratt from halfback takes the ball to halfway. Casey. Oldham with a chance to move the ball to the left. Paul round. Ford to O'Sullivan. And on the last tackle then, Oldham moving the ball to the right. Ford puts in an up and under, doesn't go very far against the wind. And the referee decides that was offside by Oldham and has awarded Widnes a free kick. So as I say, those 2 very quick scores in succession by Widnes have put a different face on this game altogether. Oldham had just gotten themselves back into the game at 14-16. A
very different tale now at 28 points to 14 for Widnes. Mackenzie then. Joe Grimmer. Joe Grimmer still going. And still going. I don't think there's a club in the first division that can boast 4 prop forwards that one club like Widnes have. Kurt Sorensen, Derek Pike, Joe Grimmer, and indeed Mike O'Neill, all international class prop forwards. And the permutation of any 2 from those 4, combined with Phil Mackenzie, this club always has a very good front row on duty. So Widnes on the halfway line with Derek Pike trying to pass that ball around the Oldham players. And under pressure, Andy Sullivan does very well. The ball thrown back to Jonathan Davis, who kicks the ball well downfield for a superb kick that takes play 2 or 3 yards out from the Oldham try line. And that's just the sort of thing that Widnes have bought Jonathan Davis for. Superb tactical kicker with the Welsh Rugby Union side on that occasion, putting instant pressure on Oldham. Meanwhile, Oldham take the ball from that scrummage and endeavour to bring play away from their own line. Duncan Platt. Gary Hyde plays the ball. A chance for Oldham. O'Sullivan moving the ball very quickly. Oldham out to Robinson on the wing, but a knock on from Henderson. And that will be a scrum down just outside the Oldham 25. Well, for the 3rd time the referee tells them to pack down properly, and Sullivan, who has now gone to scrum half, will feed the scrummage, and Paul Hume has now gone to his more familiar role of loose forward. Widnes trying some intricate passing, the referee deciding that was an offside, and so Oldham have a free kick. With about 10 or 12 minutes left of this game, scoreline still Widnes 28, Oldham 14, and it will be Andy Ruane to try and get Oldham going again. Sherratt, but he meets the 2 Widnes prop forwards, Joe Grimmer and Derek Pike. Oldham them through Mike Ford, looking for the gap. Casey in support, good play by Oldham. Now O'Sullivan, some good play again by Oldham, taking them to within 15 yards of the Widnes line. And the referee has given Widnes a free kick for that punch by O'Sullivan on Joe Grimmer. The referee was stood within a yard of play and decided no further punishment for O'Sullivan there, which surprises quite a few of the spectators this afternoon. And Jonathan Davis pumps that ball well downfield, and Widnes have a tap just outside the halfway line. Now Coloto comes like a train and he's met by 3 Oldham forwards who bring him to ground. The referee decides Coloto was using his feet unfairly, and so Oldham have a free kick which takes them midway between the halfway line and the Widnes 25. Ruane. O'Sullivan. Well, the Widnes supporters felt that was a knock-on by O'Sullivan, And just at the moment, O'Sullivan cannot do anything wrong in the referee's eyes. And indeed, he wipes the tackles clean again for Oldham. Forward to Hyde. Coloso quickly up to snuffle that attack out by Oldham. And forward from dummy half. And Joe Grimmer keeping Oldham just outside the Widnes 25. Moving it to the left, O'Sullivan. A long pass which McAllister takes, steps inside. The ball goes loose. And the referee says that that ball goes backwards as well. So just at the moment, any fringe decisions are and warm applause on the far side from the stand for Derek Pike. Kick through by Sullivan. An excellent tackle on his opposite number, Mike Ford. Ford plays the ball to himself, where he's tackled just inside the Widnes half of the field by Paul Hume. Oldham moving the ball to the right, round. Still to the right, O'Sullivan. Now to Hyde, the try scorer, who tries to move the ball back inside. And the referee deciding a knock on, where the crowd on this side of the field felt that that was an offside. Still, a scrum down, midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Andy Sullivan, the substitute for Widnes, puts the ball in, moves the ball. Jonathan Davis trying to skip through a couple of tackles. He's tackled by Duncan Platt. Now Coloso. Dave Marsh, the substitute for Widnes. Mackenzie switches play back to O'Neill. A long pass to Rick Thackeray. And Paul Hume does very well, finds a gap in the Oldham centre field. Looking for support, finds it from Andy Sullivan, who does very well. Now finds Jonathan Davis, who skips off 1 foot and races towards the Oldham post for a superb try. And that bank of Widnes supporters on the scoreboard end of the field enjoyed every second of that. The referee in the meantime having a word with Mike Ford, the Oldham scrum half, for what looked like a late tackle on Davis as he dove over the line. Jonathan Davis opens his account as a try scorer in rugby league football. And now with a chance to convert his own try, which he does so. And with 6 tries and 5 goals, with about 5 minutes left of this game. And so for the second week on the run, Mike O'Neill is awarded the man of the match for Widnes. Really tremendous spell by Mike O'Neill at the moment for Widnes. An absolute Trojan in that pack. So perhaps Widnes not finished yet. Phil McKenzie, thrown back to Jonathan Davis, kicks the ball downfield, that ball bouncing towards the touchline for another quite superb kick. Well, a quiet first half for Jonathan Davis, but he's had a superb second half. His tactical kicking as good as we thought that it would be when he arrived from rugby union, and to cap that, a good try as well. So with just a few minutes of this game left, in his first full rugby league fixture, Jonathan Davis has a personal tally of 14 points. Meanwhile, Oldham have made a substitution. Number 15, Marsden, has come onto the field. And Oldham in centre field then. The ball going to ground and Dave Marsh picks up that loose ball. Midway between halfway and the Oldham 25. Widnes still keeping the play going. Paul Hume to Kaloto. Kaloto driving through at the Oldham forwards. And a chance then for Widnes to move the ball to this left touchline, which they do through Sullivan. The run around by Sullivan finds Mike O'Neill. O'Neill with a long pass to Dave Myers. A chance for a hat-trick, which he scores very well indeed. And yet again, meanwhile, the referee brings out another Oldham player to have a word over probably another late tackle. Again, Mike O'Neill, 10 years in the game for Widnes, an international player, and there's no quicker second row man or prop forward in the first division when he wants to open up his legs. Raced through onto that short pass from Sullivan, and then found Dave Myers, who's had a terrific game on the left wing for Widnes this afternoon, in the absence of Martin Ofaya, to score Widnes' 7th try and his 3rd. So Davis with a very difficult conversion attempt indeed on this near touchline, and with a strong wind just pulls that to the right of the far upright, And with virtually the game over now, Widnes lead by 38 points to 14. Oldham restart the game with a short kick. But no more action as the hooter goes for the end of the game. So a very depleted Widnes side indeed. What I said was potentially a very tricky game indeed.